Hi everyone, thanks so much for coming to our training and of course for hosting a State of the Union watch party. My name's Jess. I work here at headquarters in Chicago on the digital organizing team, so I have the privilege of working on our website, but also working with folks like you, hosts from around the country who are stepping up to take ownership of this campaign. I'm really excited for the State of the Union in particular because it's one of our biggest organizational days here on the campaign. Thousands of folks step up to host watch parties, and you're one of them. I want to make sure that you can host the best watch party possible. So we're going to go through this training today. Well, it'll be pretty short, and I'll answer some questions at the end that we often get from people. So we'll just go through on the computer first, but of course, I wanted to take the chance to say thank you. So the first thing you want to do is go to barackobama.com and click on volunteer, and then here to host an event. You've probably already created your event on barackobama.com, which is why you're getting this video, but just in case you haven't, you can create your event here. But what you really need to do is get to your Manage Events page, because that's where you're going to be able to find all of the host resources we have. So as you can see, I have one upcoming event created. It's my State of the Union watch party. So I'm going to go here and click Manage Event. This big blue button right here can't be missed, and you'll want to click on that to get to our host resources page. This page is especially for you. It has information about your event and the ability to manage and edit your event right here in our event info section. Planning your event is sort of divided into 3 different stages, and so we have that reflected here. And right now we're in the planning stage, but pretty soon on Tuesday we'll be in the day of the event stage. I want to be really clear that right now we want to focus right here on this material section because it'll help you get ready for your party. Our host guides actually go through almost everything we can think of step by step. We want to make sure you know about hosting an event. As you get started, you want to make sure that the first thing you do is set up a location, and we have that here in our organizer checklist. So the first option that we have there is you want to secure a location. He'll likely be on all the major local and cable news networks, but we also will have a live stream of the President's address at www.barackobama.com/live. So you'll be able to go to that on the night of the State of the Union as well. I always try for parties like these to make sure that I have a goal of people I want to come to my event. So for my house party, I have 25 people I'd like to attend. So I'm actually going to need to invite more like 40 or 50 people to make sure that everyone comes that I want to. You know, people get busy or they decide not to attend or something comes up. So you want to make sure to invite extra folks so that you can really meet your goal. We have a couple of different ways that we can do that online, and the first is through our call tool. So I'm going to take you here to our call tool. It's our online call tool. You'll actually be talking to supporters of the president who want to get involved in the campaign and haven't been reached out to yet. So I'm going to call some folks in my community, and I can actually confirm them for the event right here. So this is the information about my event with the address and the time. So the call tool is a really exciting way that you can easily recruit folks that want to be part of the campaign and haven't had a chance to get involved. If you're on Facebook or Twitter, you can do online recruitment. But I want to say that there's really no substitute for the personal communication that you have with folks. So now that we've gone through recruiting and getting ready in the beforehand, I want to make sure that you also know about one last thing that helps you recruit, which is our recruitment flyer. We made it as easy as possible for you to put that out into places around your community, and you can personalize it with your information. So your party's going to be on January 24th. Mine's going to be at 7 o'clock, and the address of that party. And then it even has little tear-off sheets so that people can take it with them and find a party when they get home. But let's go back to our organizer checklist and talk about the things from the day of. You want to make sure that you set up your technology. Make sure that you test your internet connection and the quality of your sound. Get those speakers if you need them beforehand. You want to get any refreshments ready that you have, but certainly that's totally optional. You want to make sure that you're really prepared to create a great atmosphere for your guests on the day of. So one thing that you can do is help them be part of the agenda. So we have a sample agenda on our page. So the first thing is you want to have folks sign in. We actually have a sign-in sheet right here. You want to make sure that every single guest, no matter what, fills this out. One of your most important roles as a host is actually to make sure that we get everyone's email address, their first and last name, their address, their zip code, their phone number, and if they want to volunteer or receive text messages from the campaign. That information is incredibly valuable, but don't let it fall by the wayside, especially because it can get pretty hectic on the day of the event when you're setting up. It makes it so that we actually have the ability to follow up with people, tell them thank you for coming, and let them know about other opportunities to get involved. We want to make sure that we can follow up with all of those supporters of the president and plug them into our efforts as we move forward in 2012, since the State of the Union is the time that the president tells us what's on our agenda for the rest of the year. So then that's going to be the first part of your agenda. The next couple of parts are you want to make sure to tell a little bit about yourself, who you are, and why you're involved in the campaign. And also have them tell their stories, where they come from and what they're doing there and what they want to hear from the president that night. After that, the president will speak. He's likely going to speak around 9 o'clock. After the president speaks, you also want to make sure that you give time to discuss what he said. How do people feel about it? What do they want to do in your community in reaction to some of the things that he said? And of course, if they're fired up for 2012. It's a great time to make sure that you get your ask out to all of your attendees. A really critical part of what you do is making sure that those folks get plugged in. Maybe it's to host a house party themselves or volunteer at an event that weekend in your state. That's a really important part of what you have to do as a host, and you definitely don't want to end the discussion about the State of the Union without getting that ask out to your folks. You have a really key role, and that is entering your data. A lot of hosts think that the day of the event, they're done and they don't have anything else to do, but actually a lot of your work as a host comes afterwards. So you should take that sign-in sheet that you got your information from, and you're going to go here to the phase 2. You'll be able to see a data entry form that mirrors what you had in your sign-in sheet. One of the top things that you can do as a host is give us your feedback. Folks here in headquarters are really looking to see how it went. You're the folks who know on the ground. You can share your pictures, let us know what you liked and what you didn't like, including whether the materials and the trainings that we gave you were helpful. And that'll be here again on this phase 3 page, which will appear after our State of the Union parties. Another best practice I have for you is that a lot of people procrastinate and they say, oh, I'll enter it later, but make sure that you enter it either the night of your event or 1 or 2 days afterwards. The longer you wait, the less likely it is to get done, and I promise it's not that painful. After that, you're pretty much done. You can follow up with your folks through your thank you cards. We have those here for you. They're very customizable. You can put anything in this base, and they have actually the official State of the Union logo. That'll make sure, of course, that they're ready to get contacted by the campaign and feel really excited about continuing to stay involved. That's about it for me, but I hope you have a great watch party on Tuesday. We can't wait to see how they go.